السادة الحضور، في الجزء الثاني من شعار مؤتمر اليوم هو الطريق إلى دكار 2021، في إشارة إلى المنتدى العالمي التاسع للمياه الذي سيعقد في مارس من العام المقبل بالسنغال، وهو حدث ينظم كل 3 سنوات، وهذه هي المرة الثانية في تاريخه يعقد داخل إفريقيا. وبذلك يأتي مؤتمر اليوم أسبوع القاهرة للمياه عملاً تكاملياً في إعطاء دفعة جديدة للسياسات والإجراءات التي من شأنها أن تعزز الأمل في عالم تتزايد فيه التهديدات على المياه. الآن الكلمة المسجلة التالية مع معالي السيد عبدولي سيني، المدير التنفيذي للمنتدى العالمي التاسع للمياه.
Honorable Dr. Mohamed Abdellatif, Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Louis Fauchon, President of the World Water Council, distinguished representatives of governments, multilateral institutions, the private sector and the research community, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants. It gives me great pleasure to address you from Dakar, the host city of the 9th World Water Forum. Allow me first of all to thank the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt for all the arrangements made for the organization of the Cairo Water Week 2020 in this particular context marked by the COVID health crisis. The Cairo Water Week is now recognized as one of the international water events. I also convey to you the message of friendship and fraternity from the government and people of Senegal. The theme of the Cairo Water Week, water security for peace and development in arid and semi-arid zones, is highly topical and is in line with the theme and concerns of the 9th World Water Forum in Dakar. As you know, the issue of water resources, its conservation and use in arid and semi-arid zones is a major challenge for the survival of the population living in these zones. Indeed, for millennia, these societies have had to build knowledge and develop techniques adapted to their environment. The 2020 edition of the Cairo Water Week invites us to think about the key role of water security in development, peace building, and resilience in this region where water resources are very limited. The Cairo Water Week takes place in a particular context of the spread of COVID pandemic. We express our compassion and solidarity to all those who are suffering throughout the world because of this situation. It is recognized that water is vital for health and therefore for life. What is currently happening with the COVID is a perfect illustration and confirmation of this. Without water available in quality and quantity, it will be impossible to face this great universal threat. The response requires hygiene measures and a change in behavior. These are essentially barrier gestures, one of the most recommended of which is to wash hands with soap. Without water, this is not possible. Water is therefore vital for health and vital for life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to remember that the arid and semi-arid zones of the planet constitute a life-sized laboratory for the analysis of issues related to water, stability, and sustainable development of people. Because of their extent, their history, and the complexity of the relationship between man and water, these particularly vulnerable regions are indeed privileged areas of study which are still home to brilliant civilization with good hydraulic knowledge and practices, notably the Egyptian civilization, which continues to fascinate us. Today, arid and semi-arid zones are very fragile due to recurrent droughts accentuated by climate change and variability, shrinking agricultural land, significant lowering of water tables, declining water quality, and strong population growth, accentuating socioeconomic inequalities that threaten the security of population. Building effective responses to water problems in these areas requires a holistic approach to ensure rational and sustainable use in these territories where every drop of water counts to ensure food security, develop income-generating activities, and protect the ecological health of environment and people. These responses will have to integrate the use of non-conventional water resources through wastewater reuse, desalination, etc. The promotion of multi-stakeholder, intersectoral, and transboundary cooperation at the scale of shared basins. These responses should also contribute to the implementation of sustainable mechanisms to reduce the impact of climate change and build adaptation and resilience mechanisms to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. The 9th World Water Forum in Dakar, under the theme of Water Security for Peace and Development, intends to make a contribution to this issue. The ambition of Senegal and the World Water Council is to organize an effective forum at the social, political, and economic levels. A forum that is a catalyst for action to accelerate universal access to water and sanitation. A forum that is connected and linked to global agendas and commitments related to SDGs, the Sendai Agreement on Natural Risks and Disasters, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, Africa's 2063 Agenda, etc. The 9th edition of the World Water Forum will focus on the following 4 priorities. First, water and sanitation security. Second, cooperation. Third, water for rural development. And fourth, tools and means, including finance, governance, innovation, and knowledge. The forum will be structured around 3 components. A multi-stakeholder platform with all stakeholders, ministers, members of parliament, local authorities, scientists, private sector, civil society, youth, women, etc. Second, the Dakar 2021 initiative for the implementation of concrete actions on the ground. And third, a summit of heads of state, government, and major international institutions. Thus, with the aim of placing water at the heart of the international political agenda, and in order to give a strategic dimension to the commitments of the Dakar 2021 Forum, the President of the Republic of Senegal, His Excellency Macky Sall, will organize a summit of heads of state, governments, and major international institutions. This will give us an opportunity to launch a historic political commitment to achieve universal access to water and sanitation, and to renew the commitment to the decade of action for SDG 6. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I am pleased to recall that Senegal, within the framework of the implementation of partnerships for the organization of the 9th World Water Forum, is working closely with Egypt for a better participation of the actors in the forum, particularly in the contribution to the working groups, the mobilization of high-level participants, the labeling of projects within the framework of the Dakar 2021 initiative, and the mobilization of public and private organizations, NGOs, as well as the countries of North Africa and the Middle East. In order to share information on the 9th World Water Forum with the actors participating at the Cairo Water Week, the World Water Council and Senegal invite you on October 20 from 2:30 to 4 in the afternoon to a special session. This session will focus on the state of preparation of the forum, including the development of the thematic content. I am convinced that the conclusions that will emerge from this session, as well as those of the entire current edition of Cairo Water Week, will contribute to enriching the preparatory work of the 9th World Water Forum. I cannot conclude without reiterating my thanks to the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt for holding the 2020 edition of Cairo Water Week despite the current health crisis. I also would like to congratulate again on behalf of Senegal and on my own behalf, Dr. Mohamed Abdel-Atti, Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, for this excellent initiative for better governance of water resources in the world. Thank you for your kind attention.
كانت هذه كلمة معالي السيد عبدولاي سيني المدير التنفيذي للمنتدى العالمي التاسع للمياه.